This is the old Moot, or Court Hill in Cumnock. King Malcolm III of Scotland in the 11th century introduced the feudal system, and this required the local barons to have a court which held its meetings on a court hill, or Moot Hill, a drowning pit, and also a gallows hill. This is the site here of the old Court Hill. This site was probably once an Iron Age fort. It was ideal for the meeting of the court. It met in the open for two reasons. One was that there were few buildings large enough to take the court, the officials, and all those appearing. Secondly, it was important for the people to see justice in action. The court would be made up of the Baron-Baillie, who was the Baron's representative, and would have his cloak and his chain of office. In addition, there would be the Baron Clerk, the Dempster. Dempster is important, and he announced the decisions of the court and also ensured that the judgments were carried out. In addition to that, there was also a Baron Sergeant and a Procurator Fiscal. These courts would try a whole range of offences, except for treason, and they continued until 1746, when the powers were removed from the Baron. The powers have been known as pit and gallows, meaning the Baron, when capital punishment was the judgment of the court, it could be carried out on a pit for a wound, drowning, or to be taken to a gallows if it was a man to be hung. It was considered inappropriate to hang condemned women. Instead, they were drowned. In Cumnock, the practice seems to be they were placed into a sack, the neck of which was tied, and were then weighted down and thrown into a deep pool, where the Dempster would wait until the sentence had been carried out. There's even an area below the bank viaduct known as the Hangman's Steps. This is the old cemetery in Cumnock, known as the Martyrs' Graves. It's here that Alexander Peden and some other of his Covenanter colleagues were buried. They were buried at the foot of the old gallows, and this gallows was the one that was associated with the old barony court of the Moot Hill.